Alright gang, welcome back to our Farm Maze Challenge here on Riverbend Springs. It is now March. We actually finally have our wood beam pallet, so we need to move that over there, as you saw in the last episode, right? I tried to kind of skip time a little bit just to see if we could even make it before the end of the day, and we were not going to be able to do so. But we do have our wood beam pallet now, so we'll bring it over here to our construction. Now, that construction's probably not going to be ready for its next phase until the next episode, unfortunately, but it is what it is. There's not a whole lot we can do about that, right? How's everybody doing? Hopefully you all had a very Merry Christmas. I know there was a little bit of a delay on this series because I put out my Christmas special, so hopefully you had a very nice Christmas. Now I'm having a hard time getting this to get off the pallet fork, so that's doing great. Please. Okay. Haven't had this issue before until now. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so the wood beam's the thing that it needed remaining, so it's going to take it another day before we get on to the next step. If there is a next step, I'm assuming there's going to be for the shed here. But that's good. We're underway there. Now today we actually don't have a whole lot to do. Unfortunately, it is a little bit of a later day. We do need to do the second application of fertilizer on the little small field, the most recent field we purchased, as you recall, right? We spent a little bit of time over there drilling that field up. We still have some tree logs over there to bring back. I did not do it off camera like I said I was going to. I unfortunately just kind of ran out of time. But that's okay. I mean, we can't really do anything with the wood anyway right now. It's just going to be all being kind of, you know, sitting over there storing, because we still have that big tree log over there that it still hasn't chewed through that entire thing yet, so we're gonna have to wait till that's done before we can really put any more wood in there anyway. So I think there's enough fertilizer in here for us. I don't think we're necessarily gonna have to do another or go buy another box of fertilizer. I want to make sure that what I just told you is not a lie, and that it still does have plenty of wood. It does. 12,210 liters of wood in there. What I'm going to do now, though, if you recall in the last episode, I turned everything else off because we need to get the wood beams, the long wood beams. So I need to go ahead and activate these back again. So that way we start chewing through this wood a little bit. The planks and the planks long will produce faster than that wood beam will. So we also had one other pallet of planks there. As you can see, I just moved it over to the side to get out of the way so we could spawn that beam because we needed that beam. So let's head over there. Today might be a day where we consider doing 2 months in the same episode. I don't normally like doing that at all. For the most part, I continue to stay away from that on every single series. But today might be a day where we do that, unless we decide to just do a bunch more contracts, which I'm partial to. We've done a lot of contracts already, so ideally I'd like to do something on our land. But we'll see, right? If there's a good contract out there, we'll probably do it. There goes Alfred. Alfred the blue car. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're doing well. I don't know if I asked you that. I know I told you Merry Christmas, but sorghum's growing nice. We got all those trees to take care of here. We could probably get a water tanker in probably a greenhouse, I'm assuming, here soon to put over here. We talked about doing that, right? There's a chance we don't do that, but I think we were going to. I don't see any reason not to. Now, I could just utilize the steering assist here. I'm not going to worry about it. It's going to take me 2 passes here. I don't really think I need the steering assist for that. I can figure that one out myself there. And, yeah, I might lose a little bit in the process instead of using the steering assist, but that's fine. It's not that big of a deal. We have $15,780 in the bank, which is a decent amount of money, but unfortunately it's not really enough to do anything crazy. The only thing really we could potentially do is, like I said, put down a small greenhouse and get a water tank. But other than that, that's probably the extent of what we'll be able to do in this month without skipping to the next month. And then obviously contracts, right? That's what's remaining. This field is still ready to harvest. I'd love to buy that field, but again, that field is still out of our price range right now. I think it's like $50,000, $45,000. So we're not quite there. Maybe if we find a good contract, potentially potentially. Actually, before we go further, I should look at the contracts, because there's a fertilizing contract that's close by. Might as well do it. There's not, and there's really nothing out there major for us. Yeah, there's not really a whole lot out there. The wood transportation, bale wrapping. Oh, something else came out, another harvesting one. But still, yeah, they're not really worth our time right now. So I think what we're going to do in hindsight is go ahead and skip to April here, or May, whatever. This is not going to be a normal occurrence. This is going to be a one-off situation where we just kind of skip to the next month, but sometimes there's not a whole lot else you can do. Alright, it is now April, gang, and our maize is ready to harvest, so let's harvest up these sunflowers. Not sure if they're going to be best to sell now or not. We did gain a little bit more money, obviously, because we went to the next month, and we make money from our farm maize, right? We've got, in case you just stumbled across this, or if you've missed a few episodes, I figured out a way to incorporate a placeable basically that'll allow us to gain money every month, and we're making somewhere between, it depends, it rotates, but somewhere between 1,400, around 1,000, 1,400, up to, at the most, $3,500, $4,000 at the most. It doesn't happen every month. So, I think it makes a lot of sense. I mean, if you're doing a whole month's worth of selling maize tickets, I don't think that's out of the realm, especially considering the size of the maize we have now and what we currently own. Obviously, as we get more and more invested into our maize and get more and more placed down to make it look more legitimate and more things to do, like the chickens and everything else, we may have to reconsider bumping that up a little bit, making a little bit more. But certainly it's not going to be anything crazy. It's not going to be a game-changing amount of money where, every month we're making, $100,000 or something like that. Like, it might be realistic for a farm maize. I have no idea, but we're not going to do that. Let's put it that way. We're not going to do that. We're just doing it to kind of, play within the bit of role play of the fact that we're selling tickets to a maize, right? We're rebuilding this maize up and, yeah, going along with it in that sense. This is the only thing ready to harvest today. Everything else we're just going to have to kind of wait, so we're going to harvest this up. We'll probably re-drill this today as well. And then we'll see where we're at. The actual construction itself, it's taking a long time with those long beams, so I'm not sure how long it's going to take before we see any kind of severe progress or know what our next step is for that construction, if there's a next step, which I expect it to be, right? So we got a ways to go before we probably really see the next stage there, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. So in the interim, we're just going to try to do the best we can here to make as much money as we can and try to continue to upgrade and build the farm up as much as possible. Now, ideally, today, we're going to pull some more trees over to our sawmill because it did eat the rest of that big tree now that I turned the rest of those on, right? Probably try to pull the rest of the trees as well that we've chopped down and kind of pulled out of the little mini, it's not even a forest, but the little mini area of all the trees we had from the new piece of land we bought, right? We pulled a lot of those trees out. Try to pull all those up to here today. And also probably try to get back in there and see if we can get the rest of the trees that are still on the ground needing to be pulled out over to that little, area of the field that's kind of open and left open for those specifically to work on those. I'd like to get those all taken care of today if at all possible. Because then, when it's time to harvest that small field, we can make it the full size of the field then at that point, if we decide to go that route, right? Now, if we want to do anything in that area, I'm probably going to have to get a stump grinder, more than likely. And you recall in this series, we are not allowed to sell anything we purchase. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's smart to do that, or if maybe if I just turn on the force. I don't remember what it's called. I'm blanking on what it's called. The force placement, where you can place it over anything and on anything over top of each other if you wanted to. Perhaps that's the way to go. I don't know. we'll have to just see. I guess it's really going to depend more on what's going on with that construction project, right? How much more stuff we have to put into it. Because if we don't have to put a ton of more into it, really we don't need a whole lot of other things for, you know, forestry stuff. I mean, we're not really planning to do a whole lot of forestry in this series. The only reason we're doing it is to complete that construction objective, that project there, to build that shed, which is going to be our shop and selling point for the maize here, the farm maize here. Also would like to plant at some point. It's not going to be anytime soon because we're going to buy it, but I'd like to plant some wheat or barley or oat, something like that, like we talked about, right? I could just go and buy the hay bales, but the straw bales, excuse me, but I would prefer to utilize it from my own harvest. So that means we have to buy one of those drills if we want to do that. And what I mean by that is I have talked about it, and if you happen to miss it, I'll say it again here briefly. The corn maze that's near us, we have a corn maze near us, they also have a straw maze, and what it basically is when you go into it, you can only turn right the entire time. So you have to figure out how to get out of the straw maze by only turning right. It's very fun. It racks your brain a little bit. You got to think a lot. Well, I'm going to attempt to make that as well here. But we'll see. But what I was trying to get at is I'd prefer to do it from my own straw, not just go buy specific straw bales just to make that, right? Does that make sense? If that makes sense, I guess I should say. Now, I'm probably going to do the bigger ones, too. They're big square bales. I should preface that. I'm probably going to have to do all of that work by hand. I'm going to utilize the liftable bales and pallets mod for that. Most of the time, I only utilize that off camera, or if there's something drastic that's occurring that I have to move something out of the way. But for that portion, I'm definitely going to probably be utilizing that liftable bales and pallet mod, because it's going to be a pain to try to do that with a... Well, right now we just have a fork basically that goes on the front of the tractor. But if we had a front loader or whatever, it would be very, very difficult to make it look how I'd want it to look. So when that time comes, which is, we're not anywhere near it right now, but when that time comes, it's gonna be interesting to see how that works out. Now, with the maze itself, we talked about this as well, but a lot of new traffic to the channel recently, so in case you're stumbling across this and haven't watched the rest of them, we had thought originally about putting down some fencing around the maze right now. I think it makes sense to have fence around it, but the problem is, if I put the fence down, I'm going to have a hell of a time trying to harvest this field. And right now, since we don't have a whole lot of other fields right now, we need this field to harvest it so we can make some money. Eventually, at some point down the line, when we have more fields, more solidified, larger fields, so to speak, we probably won't really need. I mean, it'd probably be nice to harvest it to get a little extra money, but we probably really won't need to harvest it anymore. And when that time comes, we'll fence it off. But until then, I'm gonna make it easier on myself and not have the fence going around the maze. I would love, ideally, to have this field right here next to us. This one right here. It's flat, right next to where we are. It's a perfect field, but it is very pricey. The field prices are very expensive in FS25, so we're nowhere near that, I guess is what I'm trying to get at right now. We're not even remotely close to the amount we would need to get that. Now, if our construction project doesn't take a whole lot more of wood, all these pallets and everything we're getting here, we can sell all of those, right? And we can make some decent money. They're worth a lot more money than just selling the wood outright. And they should be, right? You're doing a lot of the work for somebody who needs specific links versus just giving them a whole log and a whole tree and say, here you go. Cut it down yourself, figure it out. Anyway, I'm rambling a little bit. Let's get this done, gang. This won't be a very long time lapse here, but let's get it done. And yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, the field has been harvested, gang. Let's take a look and see what the price for sunflowers is in April. I would expect it to not be that great, but I could be wrong. As we know, they have changed a little bit of the ways of when things are best to sell versus where they were before, so... sunflowers. April is actually not terrible. March was best, so April is not bad at all. Farmers Market's 3427. That looks to be the best. So we are going to go sell this thing right here, gang. I'm just going to sell it out of the harvester. Now, one thing we do need to do today as well is get some gas for the tractor. The tractor is running low on gas, so we're going to have to head over there and do that. I'll probably do that off camera more than likely before we start heading to the newest piece of land that we have and working on all of that. This should be a decent payday here. Not gonna be anything crazy, but we're still not probably gonna be able to buy a new field, but it should be a decent amount. Nice. 41,895 is our total now. We sold $21,658 worth of sunflowers there. That's really good. Really, really good. Alright, so let's put this away. Let me fold this up first of all. Alright, I'm going to head there. I'm going to get some gas here for this really quick. We got some more things that spawned here, which is nice. We're making progress here. There's still 11,000 liters of wood in here, so it really doesn't need a ton, honestly, but we should at least get most of that wood up here. So we'll work on that, but first we want to re-drill this field over here. And we'll see where we get to. As far as the construction project here of the shed, just kind of show you where it's at. Right now it's still just waiting to process all the beams. There's 999 liters of wood beams in there. The next step requires 999 liters of wood beams, so I don't know. It's not really been moving at all, so who knows? Who knows? I think the wood beams, aren't they only have 1,000 liters? Is that what it is? 1,000 pieces. I don't know. Oh, that's planks. That's not even wood beams. I don't know. Anyway, I'll go get gas. I'll be back. All right, we're back here, gang. I went ahead and reset the game because it still wasn't moving, so I figured there was something wrong. I reset the game, reloaded it, and now it's moving. So it probably would have been ready today if well, I say today when we skipped to the next month if I would have reloaded the game, but there was evidently something was wrong that was holding it up, but it is, it's moving along now, so I guess it could be worse, right? Maybe 975, 974, so it's moving. Before you saw it, it wasn't moving at all, so I don't know what the problem was, but either way, we're going to put corn in here, gang. Now, I have to do all this by, I say by hand. By hand's not the right word. I have to do all this manually, I guess. I can't utilize any of the new stuff, and what I mean by that is the GPS. I can't utilize that at all because it does not realize that this is a field. Which is fine with me. A lot of the times I'm doing it this way anyway. Because I'm just so used to it. I've never had the luxury of any kind of course drive or whatever else they called it in FS22. Because I'm on console, so I don't have that same luxury that the PC players get with extra mods and things like that. So I've just got to make do with what I got. So I just got so used to doing it this way that it doesn't really bother me. I have been, though, within each of the series, trying to incorporate it a little bit more. At least the steering assist stuff. I think it's a little OP to it. Well, OP is not the right word either, but a little bit. I don't think I really need it that much, honestly. I mean, it does certainly help, I think, if you're doing contracts, but when you're utilizing your own field, I mean, does it really matter? Probably not. But anyway, I mean, that's just personal preference. I know people have made comments, and it's been a couple of episodes now, but I know people made comments and say, do you just hate course, do you hate steering assist or GPS or whatever? And I don't hate it. I just am so used to not doing it that I don't do it very often. But I'm trying to get better at it. I'm trying. For those of you that prefer it. So I believe, I'm hoping, there's enough fertilizer in here for us to do this entire field. If there's not, I guess we'll try to grab whatever's remaining out of our fertilizer spreader and hope for the best. If not, I guess we'll have to go back up to the shop. One thing I did not do when I was at the shop, and I should always do that, is just checking to see what's out in the used market. You know, we like checking that out. I mean, it's a nice baler, but there's really nothing out there for us, unfortunately. I was hoping there'd be something out there that maybe we could utilize now or in the near future, like maybe a water tanker. That'd probably be nice, right? But nothing out there, so we'll carry on. I believe this field is probably harvested by now, isn't it? That's the field we were looking at in the last month. It wasn't the last episode, it was the last month. It's harvested. No, it's not. Oh, well, we might be purchasing that one today there, gang. We do need some more money to purchase it. But if we purchase that now, we could start the chickens today, technically. As long as we purchase it before they harvest it. It does mean we would have to do at least one contract at least. Or sell some wood. Whether it's the pallets or it's just a log itself. What do I think about that? As long as it's still there by the time we're done drilling this field and getting everything done with this field, we'll have to think about it. I'd love to have this field like I talked about, or even that field there. Either one of these fields would be great for us, but we're nowhere near the amount we need to afford buying one of those. So we have to kind of slowly chip our way up there. Now, one thing to note really quick, gang, I am not allowed to sell any equipment that I purchased, but if we buy a field and decide we don't want it anymore or want to upgrade to another field, we're certainly allowed to sell those. Obviously, I cannot sell the starting fields, which was our farm maze here and this field here. I can't sell either of those two. But if we decide we want to sell one of the other fields to make a little bit of money back since we maybe upgraded to a bigger field, we're allowed to do that. There's no rules against that. I never said anything about that, so I probably won't sell them, or if I do, it'll be like a one-off one, but just want to make sure that it's clear that that option is there. Well, I did not mean to turn the worker on for that, if we decide to go that path. Climbing the water fountain. Or it's not even a fountain, the water barrel, I guess. Tower. Something like that. It's going to get more and more difficult as we carry on putting stuff into the farm maze here to harvest it, drill it, all that stuff. It's going to get a lot more difficult as we continue doing this. But I think it's worth it. Now, a lot of you seem to enjoy the concept that I threw together for the Christmas special. I'm going to consider doing a series for that. It won't be anytime soon. The other thing I was considering doing for that series is, or something like that, is maybe during, you know, a period of time when we have some kind of special or something's going on, like Christmas, right? The holiday season, or even, you know, maybe our anniversary of the channel, whatever it may be, right? Perhaps we just take a week off and do a week series of that. I don't know, because if I did it that way, it'd give me at least, you know, some time to build them up and try to give a little more time editing them if I can figure out ways to make the editing a little bit better. I mean, I don't think I'm terrible at editing, but I certainly have a lot of things I could learn and try to get better at. I don't know. I'm still kind of thinking about that. But I'm glad that everybody seemed to, for the most part, enjoy it. A couple dislikes, but that's, you know, that's happening most episodes now at this point. Somebody really doesn't like what I'm putting out, but that's fine. You're always going to have detractors. So we'll see what I decide to do with that, but I mean, if I could figure out a way to turn it into, you know, more of like a scripted type of thing, I think that might be even better than the concept I came out with. I don't know. And there's no guarantee of anything here, gang, but, you know, it's something to consider for me for sure. I don't want to put out, you know, something that's not good quality or what you'd expect if at all possible, right? So if I'm going to do that, I really gotta think about it, really make sure what I'm doing is going to work and last, and I'll be able to actually, you know, record and edit it in a timely fashion, because the only other option is what I talked about when we were in that actual 2024 Christmas special. Was the only other option we have is to do something, you know, where I only do that series or whatever. It's as like a bonus, like, and it's like 1 or 2 episodes a month or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. That, or I find somebody, which I don't know how I'd be able to afford it. I find somebody who can edit it better than I can. I don't even know where to begin on that. But I got a lot of other ideas besides just that in my head, gang. There's a lot of ideas that I've got that for future series. We're nowhere near a point, I think, where we're ready to end a series here that we've started on FS25, but I've got a lot of ideas. I talked about it before, right? This was actually down my list of things that I was going to do. I was going to do this eventually, but I was going to have to make my own maze. But luckily, FS25 gave me the option with a pre-created maze on the map, so it got moved up the list. So what I'm getting at is I've got a lot of ideas in my head. I've got a lot of ideas on paper that I need to run a few tests on to see if they'll work. So don't worry, there's plenty of ideas for me, from me, I guess, for future series that won't be the same. We'll probably bring back a couple of series from FS22, like maybe one like the 200 horse. Well, we're gonna have to wait a while, really, before we get more mods out there on Mod Hub. But you know, bring back maybe the 200 horsepower challenge or something like that, the 100 horsepower challenge, whatever. We'll probably bring that one back. It was a pretty big success. My biggest success, actually, until FS25 released, though, was the Ohio Richland series, the Broke to Billionaire Challenge, which we failed tremendously, but still was my biggest series until these came out. As a matter of fact, I think it's still my second biggest series right now. I think there's only one series so far that has surpassed it. At least episode 1, I should say. That was a good series. We should have been doing more than one episode a week, and we probably would have had a better chance of potentially succeeding. I still think we might have failed, but we probably would have had a better chance. But man, that was a fun series. And it was in Ohio. It was a map from Ohio, which is where I'm from, so it was awesome. I'd love to see another Ohio map. I'd like to see a southern Ohio map, somewhere in the, you know, Cincinnati-Dayton area. Somewhere in there. So whoever's making maps, I can't make maps, I'm on console, but if you're making maps and you happen to be stumbling across and watching this, try to make a map from southwestern Ohio. Maybe out near the Oxford area of Ohio, or even the Waynesville area of Ohio. Or the, you know, even if you want to go north, you can go to like Xenia or Piqua or something like that. Any of that. Because if you make that series, I will, or if you make that map, excuse me, I will run a series on it, and I'll run a series on it probably next. It'll probably be bumped all the way up my list. That hometown pride kind of guy. Love doing maps from where I'm from or where I've lived in even. Maybe a map in Minnesota. I lived in Minnesota for a while for college. So it was, well, damn. We're nearing almost 20 years ago, I think. That's 20 years, a little over 20 years ago since high school. Show my age there, aren't I? Easy, school bus. So we did a time lapse already. I do it sometimes, but I don't love doing time lapse, 2 time lapse in an episode if I can help it. This one probably would make sense to do a time lapse, but I think I'm just going to do a jump cut here, gang. So we'll get this done, and then we'll see what we can do about pulling some more of those trees up over here. All right, this field is all done, gang. All drilled up and ready to go. Be nice to have some corn growing there very soon. Gonna move some of those pallets out of the way. Well, maybe not. I think I can keep them in there for a little while. I think it has a little bit of storage. I don't think it has a ton of storage in that sawmill, but I think it has a little bit. Let's do a quick save here, and I can find out without even having to go over there. I can just go to the menu and check it, right? Yeah, it's got storage. It's not tons. 4,500 liters for the wood beams, 10,000 for the planks, and 7,000 for the planks long, but it does have some. We've got 11,000 liters of wood in there right now, 82%. I'm not too concerned. It's fine. It'll keep on chewing through it as it does, and we can move the wood over there towards the end, right? So let's put this away, and I will hook up to the winch, and we can start winching some of those tree logs back here. And kind of just place them where they are right now, over here, right? And then we're going to have to potentially see about doing some kind of a contract or selling one of these logs. Because I would love to get this field today. It would be, not that field, this field. It would be great. 45, we're close. We are very close to getting that one. Now, I could probably sell some of those pallets right now and probably get there, and maybe that's the way to go about it. Ooh, there's a new trailer out there. What's the price of those right now? Let's take a look at that. That's probably going to be the next... Since we have so much wood, I guess I'm not that concerned about going ahead and selling one right now if it allows us to get that field. Let's see. Wood beam. Wood beam is worth a ton of money. And that does not fluctuate at all. I don't think we have a wood beam over there. I think it was... Where's the other ones at? There's wood chips and wood beam down here, but where's the other planks and all that stuff? Are they under planks or are they just under wood planks? I guess they're planks. I mean, those prices aren't terrible either. I mean, these fluctuate basically nothing at all. The planks long, and I think that's what we have over there. That would give us enough money to purchase that field. So I think we're going to have a slight change of plans here quickly, gang. I'm going to get the fork up on the front here. Oh, going the wrong way about it. Because really, if we want to continue to progress here in this series, we need to get some more fields. And that is a perfect field for us. It has a good yield on it. It has wheat. That means we can get the chickens going today as well, more than likely, after we harvest it, right? Well, I guess if it depends on if we sell it. Well, I guess we have to sell it, really. Or just keep it in the harvester, because we don't have anywhere to put it, right? Yeah, planks long. Okay, so planks long. Where are we going here? Grain Elevator Museum. 6943. Oh, okay. Whoa. What happened there? We're going there, wherever that is. That's far away, but that's where we're going. Oh my goodness, it's all the way at the very end. Maybe it's not worth it. Is there one that's close to it that's closer? It's not as far of a drive? It doesn't really look like it, does it? I mean, the farmer's market I can sell for $5,798, but that is a huge difference. That's a $1,000 difference. The Grain Elevator Museum 6380, and that's closer. All right, we'll go to the playground. We haven't been down there anyway. Let's go to the playground. Remember what I'm going to do really quick, though, just to make sure that we don't drop this thing. I don't think we will, but just to make sure, I'm going to try to push it on the forks here a little bit more. There we go. Perfect. Okay, let's head down there. Let's sell it. I will meet you there. All right, we are pulling up here, gang. This is a very pretty area over here. I don't think we've really spent a whole lot of time over here. I really like the rock walls that are kind of lining the road here. Be kind of difficult to farm this area over here, but still pretty cool. All right, we are here. I don't exactly know where it's supposed to go. Let's see if we can figure that out. Well, that's a construction. I think all these are constructions, aren't they? Playground maker hall. So it has to be this one over here then, right? I mean, let's give it a shot, I guess. I guess the worst thing that could happen is it's not like an actual sell point, even though it says it's a sell point. It's not an actual sell point if somehow. No. Okay, I'm having issues again trying to get the... You know what? Just do it by hand for a minute here. Well, actually, it won't even let me do that. It won't even let me pick it up by hand. Oh boy. Well, now we got an issue. Let's see if I can meander it off here. Bear with me for a minute here. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but... try to get here. Get a better line up on that than that, Z. Come on, buddy. Nope, that is not going to work either. Now we're just getting it stuck. Oh boy. Can I get it off there now, possibly? Here we go. Let's see if I can pick it up by hand now. Yes, I can. Alright, perfect. It does sell there. Good, good, good. Alright, we're at 49,000. We do have enough to buy that plot of land. Let's just make sure that it wasn't harvested. We still can't really afford this one. It's 70,000. We're close, but it also has something in there that we can't harvest, so we don't really want that one. These are a little bit out of our price range at current, so we already have a field here, so I think it makes sense to go ahead and purchase this one, but let's just make sure it is still wheat and it is still ready to harvest. So let's go ahead and buy that. I need to get out of the way of the number, because the way that Giants have done it this time, it's a little hard to... Okay, we own that field. We have basically no money left, but we own the field nonetheless. So let's head back. I think what we're going to do on the way back is grab a tree, bring it back up to... let me turn these off real quick. Whoa, what the hell just happened there? We're going to head back here. We'll grab a tree in the process, bring it back to the yard, and then we'll get the harvester out and we'll harvest that field up more than likely today. What's the price? Maybe that's what I should have said before I said we'll probably harvest it. What is the price of wheat right now? It's probably not good. Well, maybe it is, actually, because they changed everything. Wheat is still December, it looks like. I guess maybe they didn't change it. I swear the other day when I was looking, maybe it just fluctuates more than I thought. I swear the other day when I was looking, it was like like April and May were better months. Maybe it was a different series too. Maybe it just depends on the series. I don't know. But anyway, the average price in December is 1776. We're getting 15-ish, 1555 at the farmers market, which would be the closest one to us. I'm probably okay with selling it. So let's get back. Let's harvest it up, and we can at least keep some of it. Easy there, Alfred. We can keep some of it. We can start at the chickens today, and then we'll sell them. That way we can actually buy some chickens. Quick pause for a second. I don't know for sure if this is a collectible or not. It kind of looks like it would be one. No, it's not a collectible. Okay. It's not. I was going to wonder if that was, you know, a collectible, and I figured, well, since I was driving by and I saw it, I might as well stop and pick it up, but it's not one. Let's just see if there's anything else over here that might potentially be one. I don't even remember what we're looking for a collectible on this map. I'm not going to spend a ton of time. We're just going to do a quick little bypass here to see if we see anything, but I'm not seeing anything. That was the only thing I saw that could potentially be one. Yeah, there's nothing here. Nope, nothing. Okay. Alright, well, we'll carry on here. I'm not really spending the time looking at all that stuff. I just happened to see that, and that would be something that would have been a collectible in, like, FS22. So I thought, oh, there's a collectible. We might as well go ahead and pick that up. Let's go ahead and just fill up the gas tank while we're here. I mean, I already filled it up this episode, but, I mean, might as well spend, whatever it is, 20 bucks, $67 to fill it up now as well while we're here. Why not? Alright, we're back up here. It's a decent field. It's not that big, but I mean, it's going to do the job, right? We're going to make some money off of it, for sure. Okay, that one right there that I'm kind of looking at now, directly with the tractor here, it can be a pain in the ass to get across there, so I think I'm going to pass on that one for right now. Let's grab this guy. This is a big old dude over here. And I'm going to try to grab another one with it. Ooh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to, actually. It's having a hard time even pulling that. It might say something about it being too heavy. Sometimes it does that. Max Wintroth. Really? Okay. Alright, let's try that. That might be close enough. Hopefully. Nope. Alright, you know what? Let's just take this one. Forget it. It's being too difficult. We'll just take this one. It's fine. Yeah, that's probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 passes, I think, and we'll have that. Oh, way to pay attention there, Zeke. There's a truck just coming down the road. That's, you know, 3 or 4 passes probably, and we've got that field all harvested up, so that's not to be too bad. Now, we're probably not going to drill it in this episode. We're going to harvest it, but probably not drill it. Probably save that for the next one. And I don't really know what I want to put in there yet. I'll probably put, I don't know yet, actually. I don't know. Maybe soybeans. Probably soybeans, actually. Alright, we're back up here. I'm actually just going to pull this log directly into the sawmill here. Well, maybe. If I can go at it at the right angle, maybe. Alright, that'll work. Good enough, at least. I can push it in from here. Now, I would think we're getting relatively close over there on the construction thing. It still might not be ready until next month, and that's fine. But I would think we're getting pretty close. I'm going to turn that off for now. Yep, plenty of wood in there. Kind of expected that. Maybe not. Can't it hold more wood than that? I thought I could hold more wood than that. Maybe I didn't do something right with pushing it in there. Maybe I need to move it in a better location. Yeah, it can hold more wood than that. Or maybe it needs to remove enough so it can take the whole tree. I don't know. Either way, there's still enough in there for now. Either way, I can fix that later on, I guess. So let's see how this is doing, and then we'll jump in the harvester and head on over there. 13 liters. It's going to be done in a few seconds. So we might as well wait and see what the next step is and see what it requires. At least in the process, I can go ahead and jump in this and get this all set up. Alright, it should be done by now. Cement bags. Oh boy, how am I going to make cement bags? I don't even know how to even start with that. I might have to just buy those, potentially. Okay, well, cement bags are the next step. There we go, now we know. We need to unfold this. We can start unfolding it on the way. Might as well. Save ourselves a little bit of time, right? All right, we're going to be underway here in just a second. So I started thinking about this for a minute. I need to probably turn on the dropping the straw here. I think I'm going to do that. The reason why I'm saying that is because this could, I don't know if it'll produce all we need, but it could at least begin the production of us starting to work on the hay bale maize, or the straw bale maize, excuse me. I think either one. Either way, it could be either one, really, but you get what I mean. Yeah, so let's drop it. Even if we decide not to utilize it, let's drop it. If we want to utilize this, we are going to have to, well, I mean, quite frankly, we're going to have to get some kind of a baler. Now, there is a small baler that is like 20 grand, something like that. I don't think, unfortunately, that's going to be the one we're going to need for this. I think the bales will be a little bit too small. We want them to be normal-sized bales, so 150, you know, whatever. But that little tiny one is not going to do it for us. So we need another one, which they're like 30 grand, I think. We're nowhere near 30 grand now that we spent all the money on this field. Now, we might get a little bit out of it once we... Why are we missing a whole section here? What is this? Why is it set up that way? What is this? Okay, that's weird. Huh. So there's like another row there, I guess. There's two rows here that are like very short. Yeah, that's what it is. There's two rows here. Weird. Okay, well, that's fine. I guess we'll go down this one again. Anyway, what was I getting at? Oh, we're going to need another square baler that's a little bit more expensive. I wish this one was a square baler. It's still 31 grand, so it's expensive, but it'd be nice to have that one. The one we're really going to probably need is... I mean, maybe we are going to have to go for the $22,000 one. Look at all these other ones. These other ones are 160-something. I mean, we're nowhere near that. Maybe I shouldn't even be dropping this now. I mean, those small guys are really not going to... I'm going to keep it dropping, and if we don't use it, we don't use it. I just don't think the small bales are going to look right. Maybe they will. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just don't think they're going to look right. I mean, we've been doing the small bales like I mentioned in the Survive 25 series. They just seem a little bit too small for me. For what I'm really trying to do here, and I don't think it's going to come off correctly. If I don't get the bigger bales. Yeah, I guess we'll have to think about that one a little bit more. This sure seems like that, unless there's a mod that comes out, or maybe there is one already. I'd be honest with you, I haven't really looked at bales that much for mods yet. I don't think there has been any that have come out, though. I've been pretty much looking at all the mods when they come out on Mod Hub. Yeah, I guess I'll have to go out there and see if there's anything out there. I don't think there is, but maybe there will be between now and the next episode. Who knows, right? Maybe by the time between now and the next time I record the next episode for this one. Normally I've mentioned this a couple of times, I know for sure, but normally whenever I do a recording on a series, I normally do 2 recordings. So I do, you know, the 2 videos together in one sitting. That's just how I operate, I guess. I don't know why. It's just the way I do it. And now I may not edit those and get them uploaded all at the same time, but I just normally record them at the same time. But I'm not going to be doing it in this one. I really love that little barn building right there that makes like the wagons or whatever. I love that building. I love it. It's awesome. I wish we had the ability within... Okay. Alright, Walter. Alright, buddy. Look at what Walter's doing right now. I mean, he's just causing me so much mayhem right here. Or, I don't know, maybe it's the silver car, I don't know, but it looks kind of... It's white-ish. We're going to call him Walter regardless if it's Walter or not. I wish we had the option, or the ability, I guess, to... I guess we sort of do now, I guess, with the option I was talking about, the thing I was talking about where you can kind of put, you know, things inside of each other, but maybe you get what I'm trying to say. I wish I had the option to make something kind of like that. And perhaps in a way, maybe I can, but I don't think it's as easy as it seems. But anyway, that's a conversation and a attempt for another day, not for today. Let me get the rest of this field finished up here, gang. It won't take long at all. So I wasn't actually expecting it, but we actually got a full harvester load here. We're still a little bit left to go. There's not much, but we did get a harvester load here, so this is good. It's gonna make us a little bit more money than I was expecting. Oop, wrong button. So we'll get this done, and we're going to buy some chickens. We're going to put as much... Well, we have some food, I think, already in there for the chickens, but we're going to put as much of this wheat as it'll allow us to store in there. And if it lets us store all of it, maybe we store all of it. I don't know. I don't think we necessarily need it. It's not a very big area for chickens. I mean, unless it is deceivingly larger than it seems, right? There's always that chance, I guess. But we're probably going to get a lot of chickens, too. Eggs make us good money, and eventually down the road, if we decide to do some other kind of productions, eggs are pretty useful. Eggs are in a lot of different productions, so when you want to do multiple productions, right? Take the eggs, put it somewhere else. Eggs technically aren't really a production, but you get what I mean. When I say eggs, I mean animals. Chickens aren't really a production per se, but it kind of is. Alright. Let's head back here and unload this. And I'm probably going to leave the harvester down here. I'll go ahead and take care of... Bring the harvester back. Oh. Oh, we're full. Oh, wow. I guess I didn't even notice that. Okay, even better. Fantastic. Alright, so let's take this then. Now, if we go to the menu here, and we look at animals, okay, it has, our capacity right now is 1,782 right now. Well, we have 1,782 in there, and that's about, I don't know, I'd say 1/3-ish full. So, yeah, we're not going to be able to put everything that we just harvested in here. But that's good, though. I mean, that'll be plenty of storage in there for our chickens. So, very, very helpful. The cement bags, I'm going to have to figure out if there's anything I can do. I think I have to grind stones and stuff for that. I'm not sure we're going to do that. We might make a minor modification for that and just buy the cement bags. That I'm not sure I want to go through. I saw Northern Farm Sim doing one of his videos, and he was just buying them for the construction things. I'm assuming based off a similar, you know, situation where he didn't want to deal with it. Alright, we should be able to fill the rest of the harvester into here. So let's go fill that up. Sorry, sign. Let's go fill that up. We'll sell this. I was going to potentially keep some, but right now I don't think there's a reason for us to keep some. We've got sorghum in that little, well, partial field down here, right, on the left. So, we've got some more food coming if we need it for the chickens. But we don't have that much money, and if we sell these, we'll have a little bit more money. That way we can buy some more chickens with it. Alright, so let's get this out of the way. I'm just going to move it over here. And like I said, I'll bring that back by myself later on off camera. We'll head back here. We'll sell this. It's nearly a full trailer load, so it should be an okay payday. It's not going to make us anything astronomical, but we'll probably get closer to 10 grand, I would think, total in the bank account, which is good. Definitely good. We need the money since we bought that field. Just in case something happens where we see something in the used market that we can't pass up. I'm going to have to build a road back here out this way, something like that. Just make it easier since I'm always going that way. And I'm just taking that, I'm just going up that hill anyway, so I might as well just go ahead and build a road there. We might get just over 10. More than I expected. A lot more than I expected. Nice. $10,000 out of that harvest. That field cost us $45, so in my eyes, it only cost us $35 for that field now. And we were able to gain a little bit of resources for the chickens, too. So I'm just going to park this here for right now. I'll put it away later on, too. Where is the... I think it's here, isn't it? Is this for the chickens? Yeah, here we go. All right, so we've got different chickens. So, they liven up your chicken coop. I don't think they actually do anything, though. At least they didn't in FS22. Somebody corrected me properly on that they don't do anything. I am going to buy one, though, just because that's what you would normally do in real life. You'd have one rooster, possibly two, but not much more than that. Let's buy... Let's buy 5. I want them just to reproduce, and it's going to take them a while to do that. I get that, but let's buy 5 of the ones that are already ready to reproduce, and we'll buy 4 of the ones that are not, so babies. All right, look, there they are. Our chickens are in there. Look at the little babies back there. I don't know if you can see that or not. You see that little baby under there? Right there. Right there. That's awesome. We've got chickens, gang. I don't know if I can get... Can I get in here? No. No, I can't get in there. How cool is that, gang? We got chickens. Awesome. We're going to leave the episode there, gang. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you smash the like and subscribe buttons. They are completely free to do. More videos are in the corners right now for you to check out. And until next time, I will see you all in the next episode.